There's a period during the Holocaust that many people don't know about, and it isn't something that is regularly discussed. European Jews who had been shut out of country after country while trying to escape Nazi persecution ended up finding hope in an unlikely place, Shanghai, China. This period is the subject of a new exhibition at the Illinois Holocaust Museum called Shanghai Safe Haven During the Holocaust. And joining us now to tell us more about the exhibit is Arielle Weininger, Chief Curator of Collections and Exhibitions, and survivor Doris Fogel, whose family escaped Berlin in 1939 for Shanghai. Ladies, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Doris, I would love to start with you. You were only a child when your family escaped Berlin, but what can you tell us about life there at the time for Jews?
Well, in Berlin, I really don't remember. I was only 4 years old, but and we got to Shanghai in 1939, and I was, as I say, I was 4 years old, and so what I know of Germany is, and the escape. My father had died when I was a year old, and a couple, which became my aunt and uncle and their son, helped with me because my mom had kind of a bit of a nervous breakdown. And but as far as any remembrances of our fleeing, I don't.
Yeah, you know, I'm curious though, your aunt, the woman who became your aunt, because I understand you lived there for 8 years.
We did.
Okay, so you must have, I mean, 4 years old is pretty young, but did she ever tell you stories about what life was like in Shanghai for Jews who were able to escape?
Oh, well, I was there for 8 years, so I grew up in Shanghai, and life was not easy, especially when the Japanese came along and put us into the Hongqiu ghetto. There were 5 of us. 5 of us lived in one room, and without much heat, certainly no stove, no toilet. And to tell you about, you know, we ate a lot of meals from a soup kitchen, and I had my 13th birthday on the way coming to America, and I weighed 65 pounds on the way coming over here.
At 15 years old?
13.
13 years old. That is unbelievable. So this exhibit is really going to be eye-opening for so many people. So Arielle, tell me what we can expect when we come out to see this.
Sure. The exhibition is actually sort of in 2 parts. There are 22 photographs of the Shanghai ghetto taken in April of 1946 by Arthur Rothstein, who was an American photojournalist who had been in the army, and then after the end of the war was recruited by the United Nations to cover their aid that they had been giving in China. So that included the displaced persons, the Jewish refugees that were in the Shanghai ghetto. So there are 22 of those photographs. And then in a separate part of the exhibition, there are 10 local survivor stories. Doris is, of course, one of them. And you get to read a biography of that survivor. You get to see quotes from testimonies taken from the survivors, and then original objects, photographs, and even a small red dress made for one of the survivors by her grandmother in Shanghai. So there really is a lot to see between both the photographs and the survivor stories.
It sounds incredible. I cannot wait. Doris, you are a true story of survival. What are you hoping that people take away from this?
Well, the main thing is that they realize that some of us were interned and not necessarily in a concentration camp, but our freedom had been taken away from us. And we were very lucky because a number of organizations, especially, you know, all the Jewish organizations that helped us. And there was a woman by the name of Laura Margolis that was sent over by, I believe it was either the highest or another organization that helped us all. And, you know, a lot of us lived from day to day. You have to understand, my mother was a widow, and there were just the 2 of us plus my aunt and uncle and cousin. And, and to me, the most important thing of what I do is educate children. Not only my story, but I always do a bit of teaching. And that picture that you see there on the left is of me and my cousin on the ship going to Shanghai.
Wow.
He is 5 years older than I am. And so, there's just so much.
Yeah.
I was just telling Arielle before we got on that last night, one of my former classmates who lives in Sydney, Australia, called me. And there are just a few of us left. And so when I hear from one of them, it's great. He's the same age I am, and he lives in Sydney. We dispersed all over the world. People went wherever somebody could sponsor us. We were sponsored by people. I personally and my mother, we were sponsored by somebody in Peoria, Illinois.
Wow.
And so that was the first place that I lived in America.
Well, I have to say, Doris, as I said, you are an inspiration. You said you like to educate children, but you're also educating all of us. So thankful that you made it and that you survived and thrived. And I'm so impressed that you have those pictures to share. We can't wait to get out there. For more information, our viewers, you can go to IllinoisHolocaust.org. Ladies, thank you so much. What a great, great interview.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
We look forward to coming out.